Coming up on today's edition of the Bulls Report, I wanted to dive into a full 2024-25 season preview for our Chicago Bulls. But before we dive into that, I was looking at the odds. I was checking out the bookmakers out west, and they have the Bulls win total for this season set at 27.5. So you guys let me know your thoughts on that. Give me an O for over or a U for under if you guys think the Bulls are going to win more or less than 27.5 games. All right, what's going on, everybody? Welcome into the Bulls Report. My name is Patrick Siepman. Super fired up to dive into the season preview on today's show. We'll be going over the entire roster, starting with the guards, moving to the wings, and then heading to the front court. And then also, what are some of the top storylines? Will Zach LaVine or Nikola Vucevic get traded? Will Billy Donovan? Is he on the hot seat? Could he be canned midway through the year? And then also talking about Matas Buzelis and his player development this season. Let's start off with the backcourt here, as it is a loaded room for the Chicago Bulls. Obviously, you got the 2 point guards, Lonzo Ball, Josh Giddey. Then you got the 2 shooting guards, and Ayo and Kobe White, a perfect yin and yang to their games, as Kobe is the more offensive-minded guy, Ayo the more defensive-minded guy. And then I did throw Dalen Terry in there as the shooting guard instead of a forward, as I think he's going to be playing more of the 2 this upcoming season. And also Javon Carter will be the 3rd-string point guard for our Chicago Bulls. Let's just start off with the point guards here. Josh Giddey and Lonzo Ball. I love this point guard rotation for the Bulls. You know, both these guys are 6'6", elite playmakers, can also get it done in transition at a very, very high level. As Josh Giddey, my favorite part about his game is that he really doesn't have a bag, and I think that's a good thing for Giddey. You know, he just makes one quick move, beats his man off the dribble, gets the defense in rotation, and he can make stuff happen. Then you got Lonzo Ball. Will he be, back to that 2021-22 version of himself? I'm going to assume not. But I still think he's going to be very, very effective this season. You know, he's great in transition still, just making that outlet pass, making that full court pass, get it up to whatever slashing wing it may be. But both these guys, I do have concerns about them defensively. You know, Lonzo was one of the better defensive-minded point guards in the league before his injury, but with obviously him not being the same guy athletically, I think he could struggle there. But both these guys got great size and can create for others at a very, very high level. But the shooting guards for the Bulls, you got Kobe White and Ayo. Now, I love this rotation. Originally, I would have loved this to be the starting backcourt for the Bulls of the future, as I think, Kobe could develop into more of a, let's just say true point, and Ayo could be that perfect off-ball player. He ranks very highly in points per spot-up possessions, and also catch-and-shoot 3-point numbers are fantastic for Ayo. But, I like these guys manning the 2-guard spot for the Bulls, as, when Ayo comes in, you get more of that dog, you get more of that defensive-minded player where Kobe White, we can score from all 3 levels, and, one of the better bucket getters we have in the NBA. So, both these guys, I think the Bulls' shooting guard spot specifically is probably the strongest on the entire roster, and I'm just excited to see another year of these guys developing in their NBA careers. Let's kick it to the wing spot here. A very interesting room. Now, you got the young guys. You got the Julian Phillips, Matas Buzelis, Patrick Williams, as, hopefully those guys develop into some 3-and-D wings here in the NBA. As, we know they are extremely valuable. We saw it with the Boston Celtics, Dallas Mavericks, NBA Finals. Derrick Jones, P.J. Washington, Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown. These are all guys can knock down threes in the flow of the offense and also get it done on the other side of the floor. But then you still got Zach LaVine. Now, if Zach LaVine is going to stay on this team and he is going to play, I think he is going to have a way better start to the year than he did last, mainly just offensively, because he is not going to have to be that number 1 option where he is getting all the double teams. Teams are over-helping him on dribble drives. He is going to be able to really excel with a guy like Josh Giddey and Kobe White that just causes havoc for defense in terms of keeping guards in front of him. LaVine should get a lot of open opportunities. Then you also got the veteran Torrey Craig, which I can very, very well see him getting traded, either before the season or midway through the year to a contender that just wants another wing on the perimeter. But let's focus in on Matas Buzelis here. As, if I had to pick one person, to pop this season for the Chicago Bulls, it would have to be him. I mean, the 20-year-old rookie, played his collegiate hoops with the NBA G League Ignite. He was drafted 11th overall this past year as he slipped in the draft, and I thought this was honestly probably the best move the Bulls made all offseason, and it was them kind of getting lucky because you look at, mock drafts heading into the draft, he was supposed to go anywhere from 5 to 8. I thought he had no chance to fall to 11, which is a big reason why I didn't really talk about him too much here on the channel, but I like his game. that playmaking point forward, if he can develop a little more, strength on his frame, and I would like to see him work out of the post a lot more this season, but I think that's just going to come once he keeps on developing in the weight room. But you guys let me know. Chime in on this. Do you believe in Matas Buzelis? Give me a Y for yes or an N for no down below in the comment section. I'll make this the pinned comment, so if YouTube throws an ad break your way, get down in the comment section and let me know your thoughts on Matas Buzelis. Now, we will get to the front court and also top storylines here in a second. But first off, got to give a massive shout-out to today's presenting sponsor, and that is Game Time. When you guys download the Game Time app and use promo code ChatSports, we'll hook you guys up with $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Again, create an account and redeem code CHATSPORTS for $20 off. Now, Game Time is an authorized ticket marketplace of Major League Baseball, the National Football League, and the National Basketball Association, which makes getting tickets faster and easier on the Game Time app, and prices actually go down the closer it gets to whenever the event may start. So with killer last-minute deals, all-in prices, views from your seat, and their lowest price guarantee, Game Time takes the guesswork out of buying tickets this summer. And my favorite feature is the views from your seat feature that they have on the app, where you guys can literally see what you will be looking at before you buy a ticket to whatever event it may be. You see it on the left side of your screen right now. If you're looking to go to, that game, Rams at Chargers, well, you could see wherever you would be looking at in that specific seat. So if you guys want Cubs tickets, Bears tickets, or even Bulls tickets once the season gets underway, Game Time should be your go-to spot to buy any ticket to whatever event it may be. So download the Game Time app, create an account, and use code ChatSports for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Again, create an account and redeem code CHATSPORTS for $20 off. Download Game Time today. Last minute tickets, lowest price guaranteed. What time is it? It is game time. So definitely the weakest spot of the Bulls roster is the front court, in my opinion. You got Nikola Vucevic, a very polarizing player amongst Bulls fans, as most of the fan base thinks he is in complete net negative on the basketball court, and I tend to believe in that take. But then you also got Jalen Smith, stretch 4, can play some stretch 5. I'm a very, very high on his game heading into the season. Then he did pick up Kenny Lofton Jr. a couple weeks ago, which don't really think he has too good of a chance to make the roster. I think they'll probably ride with Sanogo as the third string big. But these two specifically, Vooch and Jalen Smith. Now, if the Bulls had more of a Clint Capella, Mitchell Robinson type of big, I would love this center rotation because it offers you a ton of lineup versatility, where you could run Jalen Smith at the 4, guy like Mitchell Robinson or Clint Capella, that rim protecting center at the 5, and you could run a big lineup. But then also you could push Jalen Smith to the 5, which the Bulls still can do this season when Vooch sits on the bench, where he should be most of the time. But then Jalen Smith, stretch 5, has some rim protection ability. I think that's where he's going to really thrive as a modern-day center. So, Jalen Smith, excited to watch him this year. I would love to see him get more than 30 minutes a game. But let's finish up today's show talking about the top storylines. And, top storyline all offseason and all last season were the Zach LaVine trade rumors. And, if I had to call a team he gets traded to, I'm going to still stick with the Los Angeles Lakers, as that has been the team since day one that has been reportedly interested in Zach LaVine. You got the Rich Paul connection with Clutch Sports. So if I had to pick where LaVine goes, where he finishes this season, I think he's going to be playing playoff basketball in Los Angeles. And, number 2 for me is player development. And this is a ton of guys. You got guys like Kobe White, Ayo Dosunmu. Can they take that next step, basing it off the great year they had last season? But then you look at the young wings. Patrick Williams, can he finally live up to being the 4th overall pick? Matas Buzelis, can he show us anything in his rookie year? Then you got guys like Julian Phillips, Dalen Terry. Are they going to take that next step and really become good rotational pieces for this Bulls team? But another big storyline has to be Billy Donovan. Now, I don't think Billy is the main issue with the Bulls, but he's definitely part of the problem. Like, he doesn't, deserve to be 100% of the blame goes on Billy Donovan, as I think roster construction has been the biggest issue for the Bulls over the past couple of years. But the Bulls start off really poorly. I could easily see Chicago moving off him probably at the end of the season. I really don't think they would fire him midway through the year. But 4th for me, the tank for Flag. Now, if I had to pick a perfect Bulls season, would be they win 20-25 games. We see development from Patrick Williams, Matas Buzelis, Kobe, and Ayo, and then you get super lucky in this year's NBA draft lottery, and you land the 1st overall pick, and you get the ticket to draft Cooper Flag. Bulls, San Antonio Spurs, have your pick for next season if it's not in the top 10. There is no reason to try to win games this season. This is a loaded draft class. You need to get that player as he could be a solid building block for the future. But I do want to throw this out there. Trade deadline moves. Now, let's just say LaVine and Vooch both get traded before then. And let's just say the Bulls are terrible. I'm talking worst team in the league bad, where they have 8, 10, 15 wins by the NBA trade deadline. It will not shock me if we see guys like Kobe White, Ayo Dosunmu on the trade block when the trade deadline rolls around. We all love Kobe. He's a fantastic basketball player, but he's on a great contract, and I could see a team who needs a guard getting incredibly, incredibly desperate and may overpay for the likes of a guy like Kobe White, and that's why I stand on this take. No player on the Bulls team is untradeable at this point. Nobody is untouchable. Everybody's got to be on the table in terms of a trade. But, hey, if you guys love the Chicago Bulls, hit that thumbs up icon if you still support this basketball team, as even though they have let us down over the past couple of years, there would still nothing would still be better than the Bulls somehow getting back to championship contention. So if you still support the Bulls, hit that thumbs up icon and also hit that subscribe button if you guys haven't already. Help us reach 10K here on the channel. And just want to say thank you guys so much for watching. See you guys next time. As always, go Bulls.